I look at an AT&T and I say to myself, okay, either the whole thing is a disaster or maybe it's a value play.
Oh, I agree with you on that. I wasn't. Thank you for asking that follow-up, because I believe AT&T is worth buying, and I do like it as a value play. But people get caught up in this. Oh, I want to buy it for a yield, and then 2 days later they've lost 3 times their yield. So I think what you need to do is say, okay, I have a longer time period, which is what you're suggesting, and I would agree with that. That AT&T is probably worth taking a stab at here.
Okay, let's talk about Netflix. It's been a blockbuster for so long, didn't meet expectations. Maybe the expectations are just too high these days in terms of how you could ever even get there. But how do you look at the stock now?
Yeah, this one got ahead of itself, obviously, on Corona and shelter in place. But I do believe that they have pricing power. They should continue that to raise prices. I think that when we first chatted about this, we had thought you were going to have 2 or 3 streaming plays. It's more like you're going to have 10 streaming plays. So I think Joe had said this, that you wind up cutting the cable box, but you wind up spending more on all your streaming monthlies. I think that's accurate. Netflix, you have to look at it as this. It's all about content with all these streaming plays. Netflix spends a boatload of money, but they were way ahead of Corona because they had a lot of content already done and already ready for their streaming process. So I think ultimately it'll be okay. I just don't like investing in the high flyers now going into an election year or an election process. And I don't like, there's plenty of reasons not to own tech right now, Andrew. Cap gains are going to be doubling. Marginal rates are going to be increasing. You've had a boatload of profit in all these tech plays. Why not unwind it? With the suggested spending that we're going to see, I think you're going to see people dump their tech and wind up buying, as you said before, the value plays in the chemical space, in the paper space, in the industrial space, where those have lagged and are at trough valuations. Go ahead.
Let me throw one other tech name at you, because we've been talking about their earnings, which were way better than expected, and that's Snap. Who said Facebook's a monopoly? Snap seems to be doing quite well all of a sudden.
Right, and Snap is not headed to these judiciary meetings. So I think that is, and when you see, I said this last night on the show, when you see a stock pop over 20, this is crazy that it caught the analyst community this off guard. Jeffries had said that they were at the top of the heap on digital ad spend. That is correct. It's them and Facebook. But when you look at the stock price, it went from low 20s here, or even 14, 15 when I first got involved. I no longer own it. And now it was just seen as a filter for young kids. Now companies within Corona environment are using it for advertising. So I think this one caught the analyst community off guard. It probably moves higher, sideways to higher for just a bit, but I wouldn't be a buyer here.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.